Before I start, I'd like to disclose the following. We are not financial advisors, nor do we provide financial advice. We are not being paid to promote any product or service. There are 3 ways we get paid. 1. Subscriptions fee for access to our premium site. 2. Google Ads on the free site. We get 70% of the fee they receive from advertisers for clicked ads, about $50 a month. 3. On our YouTube videos, YouTube pays us about 1 cent for each video view. Our websites are constantly evolving to incorporate new features and provide additional functionality. Thus, the interface and features shown in this video may differ slightly. As new functionality is added to the website, additional video will be inserted into this video to show the changes. This video is a brief introduction to the Canadian Preferred Shares website. My goal in this video is to make it easy for new and existing clients to get the most of what we offer. The website is designed to provide tools, metrics, and relevant information for any investor considering Canadian preferred shares. The aim of the tools we provide is to help you answer the following 2 questions. 1. What preferred stock should I be purchasing or selling? 2. Is my current portfolio what I want and how can I improve it? We have 2 distinct websites. The free website and the premium website. You can tell which site you are on by the accent color. The free is gold while the premium is green. Each website will link to the other. From the premium site you can switch to the free site using the menu item Free Site. From the free site you can switch to the premium site using the menu item Go Premium, and then Premium Site. The section Compare Preferreds with an Issuer lists all issuers of preferreds with links to the Compare Tool page for this issuer. For example, let's look at Enbridge. Each issuer page contains a lot of information. The shortcut buttons at the top will help navigate to the start of each major section. Information about the issuer includes brief overview, credit rating, common share information, overall preferred share metrics, Rank Preferreds, Compare Tool. What if scenarios? Graph yields. Short positions. Common versus preferred. The data and the metrics are updated every business day. The last update timestamp will show you the time and date that the market data was retrieved and pulled into our system. Also, the model metrics date will show you when this model was updated. Always look at this line to ensure you're looking at the latest data. A similar timestamp can be found at the top right of every table. Now let's look at each section in more detail, starting with the Rank Compare tool. You can sort the table by column. The majority of the columns represent metrics. The definition of each metric can be found on the table information page, which I will review shortly. Currently, the Compare tool includes the following data. Symbol. The symbol contains the TSX ticker, Google Finance ticker, and ISN for the issue. Price. The latest closing price of the previous business day. 52-week high. 52-week low. Fixed rate base includes the type of preferred plus the spread. Current yield dividend includes the current yield followed by the annual dividend. Reset yield dividend includes the reset yield based on today's rates, followed by the reset dividend based on today's rates. Blended yield dividend includes the blended yield followed by the blended dividend, followed by the distribution of current and reset yield. For example, the blended yield of Enbridge D was calculated on the assumption that there were 19 dividend payments at current yield and 1 dividend payment at reset yield. Yield to call. Reset date. Pay dividend date. Ex-dividend date. Note, dividend dates are not fixed. The dates shown here are estimated and most likely a few days off. Do not make trades based on these dates. Always check with the issuer for the correct dates. Rate change percent. Rate change to value. New spread value. The latest short position on the issue. Additional features on the issue, such as cumulative, non-cumulative, etc. Years to double initial investment. Outstanding float. Name of the preferred. Now let's look at what-if scenarios. Reset scenarios based on various GOC 5-year bond yield rates. The following table presents 6 scenarios of the issues resetting based on different 5-year bond rates. Each scenario consists of 3 columns and grouped by color. The rates assumed for the reset are as follows. Scenario 1, rate is set at 2.5%. Scenario 2, rate is set at 3%. Scenario 3, rate is set at 3.5%. Scenario 4, rate is set at 4%. Scenario 5, rate is set at 4.5%. Scenario 6, rate is set at 5%. These scenarios are adjusted regularly as to encompass an even range above and below the current 5-year rate. Currently, the Compare Reset Scenarios table includes the following data. Credit rating. Symbol. Reset date. Fixed rate base. Current yield and dividend. And then the 6 scenarios. Each scenario consists of 3 metrics. Reset yield dividend. Blended yield dividend. And rate change and percent to value. More detailed information on each field can be found in the table information page. Current yields over time. This graph shows the current yield of each Enbridge preferred share over time. Reset yields over time. This graph shows the projected reset yield of each Enbridge preferred share over time. Short positions. This section shows the short position for each Enbridge preferred over time. Common or preferred. This section contains information to help you decide if buying the common instead of the preferred is a better choice. There are times in the market cycle when the yield offered by the common is greater than that of the preferred. In addition, the dividend of the common is usually increased on a yearly basis. Common stock short position over time. This section shows the short position for ENB common share over time. At the bottom of most pages, in the footer area, you will find a link to the detailed column descriptions for the tables. Click on the link to get to the page containing the explanations for each column and metric. I will not go through every item, but as you can see, we explain in detail how each metric is calculated, and the meaning of every data point. For example, this is the explanation for blended yield dividend metric. Take some time to read and understand it. Compare preferreds of split share corporations. In this section we compare the preferreds of split share corporations. This is the list of all split shares. Let's take a look at Brompton Split Bank Corp. Each page contains a brief overview, the credit ratings, preferreds compare tool, current yield over time, and short position over time. In addition, we have a compare tool of all the preferred shares of split shares. Here you can see the compare table. Notice the timestamp of the market data and model metrics. The table contains name, symbol, price, dividend, current yield, target yield, credit rating, outstanding float, and the issuer. A description of each column is just above the table. In section Tools to rank Canadian Reset Preferred Shares, we group preferred shares in various sets and compare them. Click on Highest Yielding 5-Year Reset. This table can be sorted by any of the columns. Here we see some new metrics like credit rating, price to earnings ratio, market cap, price to book ratio, common stock yield, and projected common stock yield. The column definitions can be found in the table information page. A link to this page is located in the footer of the page. To see more information on any of the preferreds, just click on the symbol. A new tab opens to the issuer page of the stock. The section, Tools to rank Canadian Perpetual Preferred Shares, is a subset, which only includes perpetual shares. The Compare tool is the same as the 5-Year Reset tool. Compare preferreds within sector. Here, the subsets are based on sectors, like banking, holding companies, power generation, etc. Let's take a look at the insurance sector. This table contains all perpetuals, resets, and floaters issued by insurance companies. Market review. The data on this page is also time-stamped at the top right. This page includes overall market statistics, like number of shares tracked, number companies tracked, today's average, market yield. Statistics by sector. Here we group all preferreds issues by market sector and then apply the metric at this level. The sectors include banks, insurance, utilities, etc. For example, for the bank sector there are 46 issues, with a current average yield of 5.95, maximum current yield is 12.84 offered by FNB. The minimum current yield is 4.26 from BMOY. There is a similar metric for resets, rate change, and market cap. Statistics by credit rating. Here we group all preferreds issues by credit rating and then apply the metric at this level. Statistics by share type. Here we group all preferreds issues by type, 5-year resets, perpetuals, and floating rate resets. Market yield over time. This section provides a quick overview of the yield trends over time. The graph is by type and contains resets, perpetuals, floaters. Here you see the 5-year bond yield over time. This is the average yield of perpetuals. The average yield of floaters. The average yield of the 5-year resets. And the market yield. Market yields over the last year. This is the same, but the time horizon is for 1 year. Market yields over 6 months. Again, this is the same, but for 6 months. Market statistics on each preferred share issuer. In this section I present a list of all preferred share issuers with the same metrics applied to each issuer. Use this tools to compare issuers and get an understanding of where the issuer is ranked, based on today's market data. ETFs. In our ETFs section, we provide an in-depth data analysis of the 4 major preferred share ETFs in the Canadian market. The 4 ETFs are BlackRock ETF CPD, BMO ETF ZPR, RBC ETF PRF, TD ETF TPRF. In addition, we provide an overall view of ETF holdings and index inclusions for each preferred share. Let's take a look at BlackRock CPD. At the top right of the table, make note of the last updated timestamp. We see a summary of the portfolio. Then, analytics of the portfolio by holding, by issuer, by credit rating, by share type, by sector, by dividend information, and the laddering. Now let's explore the index and ETF share positions. In this table, we see how each security is allocated across 2 indices and 4 ETFs. We also see the total market value held by the ETFs and the outstanding float for the security. If we sort the table by total market value, then we see that the most popular preferred is BCEPRK. All 4 ETFs together hold approximately 4 million units with a market capital of $64 million. 4 million units out of roughly 22 million shares, which is about 20% of the outstanding float. The TSE ticker symbol is a link. If you follow the link, you will see the float over time and the positions held by ETFs over time. So let's pick this one. RYPRJ seems to be held by all ETFs. We get to this page, ETF positions for RYPRJ. CPD seems to have been increasing their position on this preferred over time. While ZPR has been decreasing their position over the same time. So these two don't seem to agree. The Royal Bank ETF has been decreasing their position. and TD, has also been decreasing their position. And now if we look at the float position over time, we can see that their float remains quite stable. Let's look at another one. BCEPRK. Here we see that CPD BlackRock has been purchasing more of BCEPRK. So is ZPR. RBC is reducing, and TD doesn't hold any. When we look at the float position, we see that BCE has been purchasing back units of this preferred. Now we're at 21.99 million. And we started at 22.99 million. So almost 1 million shares have been removed. Now let's take a quick look at the portfolio section. We first look at portfolio level data analysis. This shows you a summary of your whole portfolio. You can navigate this page using the buttons on the left-hand side. The first section is a summary. It breaks down your portfolio by investment, registered and TFSA, and also a summary of the total portfolio. Here you get a breakdown of the portfolio by issue. A breakdown of the portfolio by issuer. A breakdown of the portfolio by credit rating. Here we can see that there's a category of 2H for a total cost of $282,000, which is 21% of the portfolio weight. A breakdown by share type, including 5-year, minimum reset, perpetual, floaters and structured. By sector. We can also get dividend information. These are the yearly dividends you're expected to receive over the next 5 years. We also have a monthly dividend detail information. For each preferred, you can see how much you will receive from dividends each month, and approximately which day of the month. For example, for ALAPRA you should be receiving $1,368 in dividends on the 31st of March, 30th of June, 30th of September, and on the 31st of December. You can also see a total by double-clicking and sorting the column until you get to Z totals. It shows you the total by month across all holdings. Notice here there's a difference in the total between June and September because at this point, one of the preferreds has reset to a higher yield. And then gets even higher in December. Portfolio dividend detail information. And laddering by year, and for each of the holdings. Other informational tools we have are resetting within 12 months. Sort the table by reset date for your analysis. Pay dividend dates, next 90 days. Sort the table by next payment date. Ex-dividend dates, next 90 days. Sort the table by ex-dividend date. List of minimum rate resets. List of floating rate preferreds. List of preferred shares. List of preferred share issuers. We hope this video has been helpful. Thank you for watching and happy investing.